Hi, my name is Migdalia Franco. I used to be a participant in Healthy Family for 4 years. My son Matthew, he's now 5. I was in the program with him. And I've been with Healthy Families for 2 years. I made 2 years in July 10th. As being a participant in Healthy Family, it was a good experience, especially the time range for my second pregnancy with Matthew. My oldest was 9, and being pregnant at that space, it was like kind of like scared. So I spoke to one of the FSW, Solia, and she told me, Mindy, don't worry about it. I'm gonna introduce you to where I work. I said, fine. Never had an idea what she worked in. I knew she used to help people, but that was basically it until one day I got a phone call to make an appointment. The assessments workers came to my house. They did the assessment. I was thrilled with the interview that they gave me, and I accepted the program. Then I was introduced with my FSW, Miss Marie Forcan, which I admire her very much. And she used to come to my house and do my home visits while I was pregnant, which it's level 1. And during my pregnancy, Miss Marie used to inform me and give me a lot of information, which I request the information, and she used, whatever I asked, Miss Marie always bought it. And during my pregnancy, I had a big concern because of my age and I was high risk. And my FSW, made it aware that everything was gonna be all right. I was a strong woman, and once I read about pregnancy and contraction and full contractions, I'll be able to go through it, which that's basically what happened. It was very nice. And Matthew was born. Miss Marie came 4 times, once a week for the whole month. And during those home visits, Miss Marie taught me a lot about breastfeeding. I really wanted to breastfeed. Matthew didn't want to get the breast. For some reason, and the way Miss Marie came about it, my son was able to take the breast, and I was able to breastfeed Matthew, which was something incredible for the simple reason that I breastfed for Jonathan, and I didn't really want to miss out on Matthew, so he got the breast. I was happy with that. As far as Matthew growing and developing, as far as his brain developing and his activity, everything that Miss Marie did helped me as far as playing and teaching Matthew what he was supposed to learn at his age, which it was very amazing. There was times that Miss Marie would tell me about an activity and it would actually bring tears to my eyes because I didn't really actually know that Matthew was able to do that. As Matthew grew older, different activities for different kind of development, especially growth motors and brain development. What else can I tell Matthew? Well, as far as Miss Marie with Matthew, she was very wonderful. Matthew was like, how can I say, he never sat still, but with Miss Marie, he was able to sit down, do an activity. And yeah, and I learned a lot with the activities that Miss Marie taught Matthew, and she taught me to teach Matthew. As far as becoming an FSW, I admired my FSW, Miss Marie. And one day, it was like a home visit, it was like I was the FSW and she was the client. So one day I told Miss Marie, I admire so much what you do and what you're doing for me as far as bringing information and everything. Then I passed on my information so you could pass on to your client. And one day I told Miss Marie that I would like to be like her. I admire what she does and I would like to do what she does. She responds, don't worry, Miss Migdalia. Maybe someday you do the same thing I'm doing. So one day, a couple of months passed by and she gave me a call. She says, Miss Migdalia, there's an opening. And I said, really, Miss Marie? At Family Resource Center? She says, yeah. And I said, okay, what are the qualifications? She says, well, a high school diploma and experience with children. I said, wow, Miss Marie, I work at Le Jardin as an assistant teacher. She said, well, Mindy, you could think about it. I'm not rushing. And I actually thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. But as far as my nature, as helping people, I think it was the perfect job, and it is. I have helped this particular client when I first got her case, pregnant, taking care of her 7 siblings, no parents, no nothing. First time, I ensured her that she was gonna be okay as long as she reads about forced contractions and does her breathing and her exercise. She'll going to give birth as natural birth. So she was really scared about having a C-section. I told her, don't even think about it. Once you get your pain, just go with the breathing and try to relax. Okay. She gave birth to a beautiful 7-pound boy baby. And her life kept on. She has to take care of her sibling and her other brothers and sisters. She has no parents. She's the head of the household, and it's really a struggle for her. But as far as me visiting her and assure her that there's a lot of resource out there for her to be helped, that she was gonna get it, and she did. Right now, she's happy for Christmas. She had a wonderful Christmas. She had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for the program. She was adopted by 2 beautiful people, which they visit her and they met her and met her brothers and sisters and also her sibling. She's able to get help as far as the government, Medicaid for TC and food stamps and WIC, which when I first got her case, she had no idea where to go and what was WIC or anything like that. And now TC is 1 year old, healthy, very smart. She has able to go to school because I told her she was able to do it. As soon as she finds a school that they have childcare, she could do it. She's learning her English. She finished for this year. She starts now in August, and she's going for her GED, and she's doing very well with her brothers and sisters. Right now, she has half of them in camp, so she's practically alone with TC, and she's moving on and trying to do the best for her family.